Matthew Modine, ospite del Lucca Film Festival, dove riceve un premio. Matthew Modine, guest in Lucca Film Festival. Is it your first time in Lucca?
It's my first time in Lucca, yeah. Yeah, I've only been here now about 1 hour.
Oh, that's great.
And I mean, so far so good. It's very beautiful.
It would be better and better.
It's going to get better and better.
Which are your relationships with Italy in film and in general?
Well, my wife...
You did a movie with Carlo Vanzina.
Carlo Vanzina, yeah, a long time ago. Bless his soul, he's gone. But the opportunity to come and work in Italy with Faye Dunaway and Jennifer Beals on Vanzina's movie, The Gamble, La Partita, it was wonderful because my wife and our son, we had the opportunity to visit Padua, Mantova, Cortina d'Ampezzo, Venice, Rome, Britannia. It was amazing introduction for my wife and I to be able to come and spend time here. And over the decades now, Italy is like a second home. We've just been in Siena for a week, and it's so beautiful. It really is. My wife always says, you know, when people talk about heaven, she says heaven.
The heaven idea.
Heaven is
heaven.
on earth,
Yeah.
and probably if we go looking around the earth, probably heaven is really Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emilio Cecchi, a famous Italian writer, said that Tuscany is the scrapbook, the notebook of God. Yeah. So.
Bravo.
And in Florence, you will introduce, and in Lucca, you as well, you will introduce your last movie, The Martini Shot,
yes.
which is a movie about the thought of death, in a way, being old. And you did a wonderful statement about our mortality just some minutes ago. So how it was for you thinking about this limit of our life?
Well, I learned from the old Italians, you know, from Marcus Aurelius and Cesario. Cicero in English, you say Cesarino.
Yeah.
You say it.
Cicero.
No, Cesarino.
Cicero, Cicerone.
Cicerone, okay.
Yeah.
Cicerone sounds like a salami. But what we learned from them about death is that because we're born with it, why not hold on to it, embrace it, and realize that every moment death is with you, it's always beside you, it's inevitable, it's going to happen. So rather than run away from it, make it your friend. And oftentimes today, we hear people talking about being in the moment, to be present. When you embrace the inevitability of death, you can't help but be present and in the moment. It forces you to be present in the moment. You know, we're having this conversation now, and 20 minutes, maybe I walk outside, I get hit by a car. And
let's hope not.
No, let's hope not. But what it magnifies, how much fun I can have with you now, because we don't know what's going to happen. Yeah.
The here and now, hic et nunc.
That's it.
It's Latin as well, yeah. And about that, you were in Oppenheimer,
yes.
and this movie was dealing with the nuclear threat in a way. And what do you think now about the nuclear threat in the world? You said that the United States are hypocrite in a way, because they point the finger on the states, and they are the first state using the bomb, the atomic bomb.
Yeah, yeah. It's a great hypocrisy that we point the finger at someone else rather than look at our own responsibility, that somehow we justify the violence against someone else and don't consider what the pain and suffering that we're causing. The last example, the big example for us in our life was saying that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq and going to war, and hundreds of thousands of people, of Iraqi people, have died for what was clearly not true. It was a lie perpetrated by members of the American government. And, you know, America is guilty of that, but so are many other countries around the world. And so what I want to be in my life and is a proponent of peace and peaceful solutions to peaceful problem solving. You know, rather than using violence, let's have a discussion so we can, you know, instead of saying, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm smart, you're stupid, don't do that. Let's say, I disagree with you. Let's agree to disagree, and let's do what's best for the community, for each other, and this is kind of what we call progressive thought, and this kind of thinking is the solution to the problems that we face in the world.
Let's hope you can build this way. And in 0 day, what's your role? What can you say? Because it's a little bit secret, I don't know.
It is secret. I'm not allowed to really talk about the show. But it's, I play the Secretary of State, the Speaker of the House, the Speaker of the House. And it's Robert De Niro is the former President of the United States. Angela Bassett is the current President of the United States. And the United States is attacked by a force that shuts everything, all the computers down and the electronics, and we don't know who did it. And so the movie is, or the series, the 8-part series, which is really like an 8-hour movie, is about trying to figure out who's caused this problem.
And speaking about former presidents, you don't have a great sympathy, let's say, for Donald Trump. You said that he's not you said he's not the good guy for America, and his attitude towards women are like in a locker room or something.
It's barbaric, really. It's uncivilized. It's uncultured. It's rude. And I don't like him. You know, when we speak of the President of the United States, we think of him as a father, the father of the nation. But what we're ready for in America now is a mother, you know, Kamala. I hope and I encourage all of my fellow Americans to vote for Kamala, because it's very important that we. So, you know, when you have a felony, you know, felony.
Felony, yeah.
Yeah. So how many times? 62 felony counts. 40. It's a huge number of felonies that he's been convicted of. So if somebody was coming out of prison that was a felon, he would have a difficult job getting a job at a coffee bar, because they say, oh no, I'm sorry, I can't give you the job, you're a felon. But Donald Trump has a list of felonies this long. How can a person with that many felonies be considered to be the President of the United States? It doesn't make any sense. We have to, if that's the case, then we have to change the rules about what felony means and give everybody the opportunity that's a felon to have a job, to do.
That's true.
To work at the bank.
I was reading about you. I was thinking, what would you think would make us a movie Stanley Kubrick now, were he alive?
What kind of movie would he make today?
What kind of movie?
You know, the thing that people don't know about Stanley Kubrick was that he had a tremendous sense of comedy, a sense of irony, you know, kind of almost like the brilliance of not Peter Sellers, who was in also, Dr. Strangelove. But Woody Allen, you know, the kind of sense of irony and sarcastic humor. And I think that it would be really wonderful if he were alive today to make a comedy about the absurdity of the world today and all the governments of people like Putin and Donald Trump. And you could make a real good comedy about these characters.
Yeah, that's true. And
maybe we have to throw Berlusconi in there.
Yeah. Could be. Being lighter, do you think in this moment of your career, what did Stranger Things mean for your career? Like being in contact with a younger audience, for instance, what did it mean for you?
Well, it was incredibly important to be a part. You always want to be a part of a successful film or television production, a streaming show, in the case of Stranger Things, because it makes you part of the conversation. It makes it easier to get a job on another production because you're part of something that's successful. But the greatest privilege for me on working with Stranger Things was working with two new young storytellers, Matt and Ross Duffer, the Duffer brothers, Sean Levy, and all of my work on the show was really with the incredible Millie Bobby Brown. You know, she was 11 years old when we began working on the show, and she was so professional and so focused, and you know, I think that she has an amazing future, you know, a career ahead of her, and it's just going to be a pleasure to see her grow into a very important artist. Yeah.
About the future, you received the Innovation Award here in Lucca. What does it mean for you?
You know, to be recognized for your work, you know, this is one of the pleasures of life. Of course, you don't do the work to win awards. You do the work, in my case, to have the opportunity to learn. Like you mentioned Vanzina, to be able to travel to Italy, to meet the Italian people, to understand the culture of Italy, to travel to these incredible cities and eat this incredible food. And I have the best job in the world. That I've worked with the greatest artists in the world, the greatest storytellers, traveled to incredible corners of the world, and had so many opportunities. That's the pleasure of my job. So when somebody chooses to recognize you for the work that you've done and give you an honor, to give you a small statue or just appreciation, it's very flattering. Yeah.
Yeah, and deserved, in your case, very much.
Yeah, thank you.
So I thank you so much, Matthew Modine, Giovanni Bogani for Hollywood Reporter Roma. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
You've been so kind.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you. You were very kind too. And you speak English very well.